Alrighty. Hello everyone. How are we getting on? Week 2 of the verdict. We'll wait for a couple of people to get into the chat and then we'll make a start. Fingers crossed for no technical gremlins this week. Let me just get my own little chat going here, so I know what I'm doing. Lovely. Super stuff. So, hello guys, how are you getting on? My name is Aaron Kelly and you're very welcome back to another episode of the Premier League Verdict. Wow, what a time to be alive. 10 o'clock at night and we are active here on the channel. Once again, if you're new to this series, how our series works here on the Verdict is we have 3 little boxes there. Alright, we reflect on the Premier League weekend that's just been. We have our green box here for the performance or best moment of the weekend or anything of that sort. We have a yellow box for the wow, shocking moment of the week, if you like. And, of course, the red box for our stinker of the week. Essentially, what I'll do is I'll give it a couple of minutes for people to hop on. And if you are in the chat already, what you can do is you can start throwing in your little suggestions for the boxes for who should go where. Match week 2, 2 weeks gone now in the Premier League already, and we are off to an absolute flyer. So if we are in the chat and if we are watching right now, leave your suggestions for who should go in what box, and also like the stream if you want, and subscribe if you haven't already, and share the link if you're feeling extra generous here on this fine weekend. I've had a great weekend. Before we even get into anything, I'll just no. Well done, Aaron. Well done, lads. Gold medal in Match for Hope. I'll just shut up to the camera there. Look at that. We claimed the dub. We claimed a massive dub. We'll leave it on. We'll leave it on for the stream. Why the fuck not? Happy days, really. What a day it was. Internet, don't be a dick. Yeah, what a day it was up in Dublin at the weekend. Wow, this internet is not consistent enough for me. I don't like that. So what we'll do, I don't think we'll waste any further time, because I don't know how long this internet's going to last for. So we'll get into our boxes, because why not? Let's have a little butcher's hook, if you will. At our graphic, alright? So, Zach has gone for Szoboszlai in the green box. Unfortunately, Zach, as much as I value your ball knowledge, I'm not going to go with him. I am, in fact, going to go with this man, Mitoma. Internet, please, brother. Please. I beg of you. Yeah, what a weekend for Brighton and Mitoma. An incredible win for them against Wolves at Molineux. A 4-1 victory. A win that sees them go top of the table. 2 wins from 2 for Brighton at the start of the season. It's an incredible story, this Brighton team, you know. Dara, what is the crack? Skipper in the chat. Caicedo debut in red. We're getting there. Don't you worry about that. Yeah, Mitoma is an incredible footballer, but Brighton in general are just incredible. And we'll go on and talk about certain teams later on in the video. But what I will say is Brighton are just an exceptional football team. They are just brilliant. And how they continue to, produce brilliance is just beyond me. And this fella is the absolute, the manifestation of that, No matter how many big players that Brighton may lose and the amount of money they manage to get off them, they somehow manage to pull these fellas out of the woodwork. And Mitoma, once again, that first goal, he gets a goal and an assist on the day. He assists the second goal, I think it was for Estupiñán. I do believe that this fella is a special footballer. And Brighton have a special team on their hands, and like I said, this fella is the manifestation of it. What a goal! Very similar to Son's goal, was it against Burnley a couple of seasons ago, that was up for the Puskas. This was very, very similar to it. He picks it up, Ankara Messi style, runs the fucking length of the pitch, and buries it bottom bins. And then he gets a brilliant assist, like I said, for Estupiñán. That was to put Brighton 2-0 up. And Brighton, it was men against boys. And from a Wolves perspective, we talked against Manchester United last week, but I think this was a lot more of the Wolves I was expecting to see at the start of this season. They looked really, really poor, really, really lame all around the pitch, but it was men against boys. Brighton, absolutely superb. And you just wonder, you know, how far it's going to go with this Brighton team. Do you know what I'm saying? Because like the example we use a lot in this house is the Southampton teams from back in the day. You know? I'm just going to wait a second for the internet to just pick back up. Okay, there we go. Let me just see. Yeah, the fucking Southampton teams from back in the day, they always had brilliant players, continued to produce year in, year out, and were always high up in the table by the end of the season. I'm talking back in the times I had Adam Lallana, Sadio Mane, Morgan Schneiderlin, Jose Font. Those real quality days at Southampton. I feel like a similar thing is happening with Brighton here, because they just keep, no matter how many players they lose, they just continue to produce. They really do. And you'd wonder if/when this is going to come to an end for them, you know? Surely it's got to get to a point where the good luck and incredible run that they get with these players and this team just ends. But it's not looking like ending anytime soon with Brighton. And this man is one of the main reasons why. He is just brilliant. And Brighton are brilliant. As bitter as that may sound coming from me, what do you want me to say? Mitoma, man. I cannot speak highly enough of this man. He is an incredible player. So, we've got Zach, we've got Dara, we've got Gavin, we've got Sean, and we've got Robbie in the chat. Lads, how are we getting on this fine what is it? Monday evening. I'm not losing me marbles quite yet. Shall we move on to our yellow box? West Ham are massive everywhere. No, fuck. Yeah, West Ham. We will talk about it. Spoilers. But we'll give it a minute. Saturday evening, so when I came home from the charity match, this was happening, this game. Yeah. What are we thinking? Yellow box. Leave your suggestions in the chat. All the lads are doing. The man them are out. The boys are out for the crack on a Monday evening. Love to see it. This result shocked me for a number of reasons. It wasn't just the result. I think it was the manner of the performance from this one. It was obviously the big game happening on Saturday evening. And it's Tottenham, lads. It's Tottenham. Tottenham Hotspur. Now, you know me, lads. Any of you that have been fans of this channel for a long time, even you know I'm a Chelsea fan, you'll know I'm very, very slow to give Tottenham any sort of credit. I never really want to do it. It's never something I want to do. But it's something I kind of feel like I have to do in this kind of situation, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, just checking how far behind I am. I'm quite far behind. The internet's a bit shite this evening, but we carry on because that's what we do. Tottenham Hotspur, what a victory. What a victory against Manchester United. I said after the Monday game last week, Man United Wolves, I feared a little bit for Man United. Not that I have any fucking positive affiliation towards Manchester United anyway, but I feared for them in the sense that they only scraped by, on paper, a very, very poor Wolves team. And again, I thought to myself, when it comes down to playing against a half-decent side, which, to be honest, I didn't think Tottenham were. I didn't think Tottenham were a half-decent side. I really didn't. And they were a team that I certainly feared for at the start of the season. Again, I hate Tottenham. It's not fear for them. Like, I don't want them to do well. I do not want Tottenham to do well. But, hashtag stop Zach Kelly abuse. Never. Patrick, how are you getting on, bud? Villa and Everton. Sean says, Zach, you know that will never happen. That's so true, Sean. That is so true. That can never happen. The Zach Kelly abuse will roll on. Zach loves it, really. Let's be honest. Yeah, Tottenham Hotspur. What a performance. What a victory against Manchester United. I was actually chatting to, at the charity match that I was playing at last weekend, Kyle Cahoe, a.k.a. Mush Footy, who is a big Man United fan, and he was like, I have to get home and watch the United match. And I'm thinking to myself, literally said to him, I was like, easy win. Easy win for Man United. I did think that they'd come through and get a big victory. I predicted a big performance out of them. And we got anything but. From a lot of Zach comments. Do we want to see Zach on the stream? Comment down below if you want to see Zach on the stream right now. Alright. Justice for Zach. Lorcan says Arsenal. Arsenal have just won, haven't they? They just bet Palace. Let's see what the chat says. Do we want Zach to come in and say hello? If you reply with a yes or a no, or a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Yes, Robbie, says Zach. Let's just give it a minute. Dara says yes. Yes, yeah, okay. Lorcan says no. You know what, that's enough for me. Alright, we'll get him in here. Cameo? Watch the wire.
Still on?
I didn't come back with Zach, I came back with Stephen. Donika's in the chat. How are you, Donika? What's the crack? Yeah, I came back with the wrong one. Sorry about that, lads.
Right.
You can if you want. Come on, Zach. Come on.
Don't stop Zach abuse.
Don't plug out the Wi-Fi or I'm gonna go mental. Fuck me. Oh, he's staying as well. Fair enough. Lads, what did we make of Tottenham the weekend, eh?
Shock. It was an absolute shock, to be honest.
Yeah.
United were fucking shit.
But United were very bad, but Tottenham were very good.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. And
the second goal wasn't great, though. It trickled in.
no, that wasn't great. Now, I think that went down as a Martinez own goal, in fact. Let me just close this door over, in fact. I think it went down as an own goal, in fact. Stephen's getting a lot of love in the chat. Good man, Steve.
Hashtag start Stephen abuse.
Start Stephen abuse. Well, Stephen was in goal for a football video. Why is the I hate how slow the internet is and how inconsistent it is. Stephen was in goal for a football video today. How'd you get on, Stephen?
I thought you did well.
He let in more stinkers than me.
2.
I let in 1. So
It was touch and go.
Yeah, but I did make better saves than him.
You made a great save in the warm-up before the cameras were recording.
Yeah, but I did make better saves than him throughout.
But it doesn't matter.
I didn't see it. The camera didn't see it, so it doesn't count.
I think I made better
Fair enough.
saves during the video.
Fair
Better
enough.
saves during the video than Zach. Made more stinkers but made better saves.
Anyway, I think Postecoglou is building something at Tottenham, to be honest. What he's building, I don't know. At the end of the day, it is Tottenham. You never really see them actually like pushing on and winning something, unfortunately. But I think he could be building a team that will play nice football and will ultimately entertain the crowd at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And that is ultimately what they're looking for, isn't it? So huge victory for Tottenham. Really did shock me to see that they showed a bit of balls. I think that was the biggest thing for me. Like, Tottenham for so long have been a side that have zero bottle and just fuck it in every situation. But they were brilliant. They were absolutely brilliant, and they just wanted it more than Manchester United. I'm sure we have a couple of Man United fans in the chat that will.
I don't appreciate what Lorcan said.
Lorcan didn't want you.
Thanks.
I'm sure there's a couple of Man United fans in the chat that will vouch for the fact that Tottenham just wanted it more than you, and that is just when you're coming up against Tottenham, that's not good. That's not good. Sean says let him stay. I wonder if he's talking about Zach or Stephen. Both are staying. Both are here anyway for the foreseeable. So that's Tottenham. That's 2 boxes out of 3 completed. We'll let it simmer for a second. If anyone has any suggestions for Stinker of the Week, we all know what it is.
I have one.
We heard someone suggest, who was it, Dara? Said, Caicedo? Yeah, it was Dara. So if you want to leave your suggestions in the chat, go ahead and do that. Get other Stephen, says Patrick. I don't think he'll make it up the stairs, lad. To be honest,
Violation.
I don't think he'll make it up the stairs.
Might go around and tell him now.
Fucking go ahead, you can if you want. I think he's just worried about that knee.
I don't think he'll come off.
They're all calling for other Stephen. Lads, the room is only so big. It's already crowded as it is.
Siri, go down and drink a test.
Dad,
No. Hang on, are you suggesting you want other Stephen on the stream, or is other Stephen going in the stinker box?
No.
Which is it? Which question are you answering here, lads?
I mean, they didn't come first in Galway Cup, so...
That's it. That's the player's fault, though.
Sullivan.
Nah, I'm only joking. Sullivan! Welcome to the stream, Sullivan. Patrick says Martinez, Stinker of the Week, Zach Kelly. That was from Lorcan, by the way. Stinker of the Week for Zach.
I don't appreciate you, Lorcan.
Lorcan woke up and chose violence against Zach today. And I'm all here for it. Sean says the ref giving McAllister a red. That was a fucking shocking decision. That was a shocking decision. Do you know what? I think easily refs and VAR could make it into the stinker box nearly every week. Shocking stuff. They're looking for him on the stream. Again, lads, I don't think he'll make it up the stairs. I honestly don't. Although he was up earlier. He was up earlier doing a bit of cleaning.
He's asleep down there.
He's probably asleep.
Who could blame him, really? Right. I think this is we've all seen the title of the video. We've all seen the thumbnail. We all know. There's the title for you. Look at it.
Oh, yeah.
So we all know what's coming. So before we... hello, Senan. How are you getting on? Before we get into the stinker, like the video and share it around if you're about to see me have a fucking mental breakdown.
Young Kipper style.
Because that could very well happen. Because we've all seen Man of the Match Zach today. That's from Dara. There you go.
Thanks, Darren.
We've all seen the title of the video. We all know what's coming. Stinker of the Week. Actually, by the way, can we just say I learned how to do the thing with the graphics and not make it look shit like I did last week. So we're learning. The stream will get better every week, lads. That's a promise I'll keep. Stinker of the Week. Drum roll, please. Is... Chelsea. Jamie, how are you getting on, brother? Good to have you on board. Chelsea are in the stinker box.
Shock horror.
I didn't expect us to be here this early on in the season, boys. I can't lie. Some of you might watch this and think I'm overreacting. Because it is only game 2. However, was shit the weekend from Chelsea, I have to say. Nothing short of abysmal. And this was the thing I said on stream last week, right? I said on stream last week, Chelsea were good. Hang on, we're down at 0. Hang on, give us a second, because we got to catch this. We'll just wait for it to stabilise. Give it a second. I'm afraid when it goes down to 0, that's just going to go offline completely. Chelsea were good last week against Liverpool. However, last week on stream, I said Chelsea needs to go on and build on this performance. And not have it be like Leeds last season where we lost 3-0 the fucking following game and Edouard Mendy nearly kicked the ball into his own net. That was the one thing I didn't want to happen. And what did we do? We played like absolute fucking shitheads against West Ham and lose the game 3-1. Could have been a very different story. Performance-wise, started off the game atrociously. Didn't start playing until Lagarde scored the opening goal with the header. Terrible defending by Conor Gallagher from the corner. Shocking. How you can't jump with a man from a corner is fucking beyond me, right? Just holding on to him. What are you expecting to happen? Like, you taking him for a walk in the park, or what the fuck are you doing? Like, jump with him from a corner. Like, he's goal side, fair enough, and he might be trying to throw him off, but like, challenge for the ball. Isn't that right, Zach?
Yeah.
Indeed. Then we bring ourselves having like the one real positive from the game. Carney Chukwuemeka, what a goal! What a goal! And I'm really happy for him because he's a player that has lots of talent, and I don't think got anywhere near the kind of chances he deserved under the likes of Lampard and Potter last season. And he's come straight into this team. Pochettino clearly likes him, but again, a negative comes with the positive. He got injured and left London Stadium in crutches, so why fucking not, really, isn't it? But really, from that point on, up until half-time, Chelsea absolutely dominated. Raheem Sterling was Chelsea's best player on the pitch, definitely, and that's something have I ever said that about Raheem Sterling? Probably not.
It's a first.
I feel like that's a first, lads. So, fucking mark that in the fucking, get a timestamp on it on this video. What are we? 21, nearly 22 minutes into this stream. Yeah, incredible. Raheem Sterling was excellent, so hats off to him. But then we get a penalty. Deserved penalty it was, and Enzo Fernandez steps up, and of course he fucking misses. Like, this stuttery technique, I like them with the stream, is kind of stuttering at the minute. It's fraudulent, it's pathetic. I don't know why, like Jorginho used to do it. You love it when he scores, you hate it when he fucking misses, and he missed. Sean says Zach and Stephen look so clueless. You are just kind of sitting in the background there like a couple of NPCs. Chelsea should sign Zach Kelly. Lorcan's now on Zach's side. That's incredible stuff.
No.
Oh. To be fair, with the amount of fucking money Todd is spending, he probably could go after Zach.
And they pay like 100 million for him or something.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. No, probably not.
Why is Stephen doing in the background? He's there for
He's just doing roly-polies, man. He's doing roly-polies. But Enzo Fernandez misses the penalty. But you know what? I still had faith that we were going to go on and win that game. I really did. I really had faith we were going to go on and win that. And ultimately, it didn't end that way. I'm going to stop my analysis and talking for a second until the internet kind of decides to behave itself, really. Just give it a sec.
You're turning the Sonic the Hedgehog there.
I love how great this internet is, man.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. It's going from red to orange to green to yellow in no time at all. Do hold, please. We will be back in a second.
If Sam was here, he would abuse Zach. That is so true.
That is so true. That is so true.
Me and Sam have this beef for no reason.
You and Sam have a bit of a love-hate relationship. Mainly hate. Okay. Anyway, second half, and Chelsea just decided not to play, really. It was truly atrocious. Really, 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 really bad. All the way through that second half. And West Ham go back in front, and the defending again is just fucking terrible. Axel Disasi is a player I gave a lot of plaudits to last week on his debut. Got his goal against Liverpool. And I was really, really impressed with him. He plays this game and looked like a completely different player for some reason. He looked so fucking dodgy, especially for this goal. The defending for like such indecisiveness from him and Thiago Silva. And Thiago Silva was far from his best in this game as well, unfortunately. Starting to look his age, unfortunately, which is very sad for me to say. But it is unfortunately quite true. Very indecisive, and then he decides to stand off Antonio, who just buries it into the bottom corner. Sanchez isn't good enough to be Chelsea number one, lads, to be honest with you. But I kind of knew this. I thought he was coming in to compete with Kepa. not replace him. I don't think he's better than Kepa. He's probably as good as Kepa. Kepa's shit as well. Like, we need a good fucking goalkeeper.
But who is there really to get?
Mike Maignan. I said this ages ago. AC Milan goalkeeper, Mike Maignan. Why have we not gone after him? We clearly have the money.
Because you're too busy buying young Brazilian players.
Well, that's true. That's so true. Anyway. Antonio makes it 2-1, and there was never really a point where I thought Chelsea were going to get back into it from there, to be fair. Overall, really, really poor. And then, of course, the moment happens. I didn't give Caicedo Jackson didn't do much, Tommy. You're absolutely correct there. Jackson is another one that I was very disappointed with. There was jokes being thrown around our sitting room by the two Liverpool fans in the house. About Jackson.
So anytime he got on the ball.
Fair.
The shittiest Jackson.
To be fair.
Oh, it was so funny.
He was very, very bad the weekend. KSI was another name that was thrown his way as well. Yeah. He was very poor. You're dead right, Tommy. I think he was very poor. Had a couple of really good chances to score. Header, should have done better with. Ball across the box from Sterling, which him and Chukwuemeka missed. Chelsea signed a goalie today, did they?
They did actually.
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
And his name is Tommy Duffy. Tommy Duffy.
Oh.
Obviously, why would I just say that?
I don't know.
Petrovic, was it him? Might have been Petrovic.
The MLS keeper.
Yeah, again, like, is he good enough?
Who is he?
Is he good enough? I don't know. But, yeah, never really a point from that Antonio goal onwards where I thought Chelsea were going to get back into it. We played for about a quarter of the game and then we just fucking phoned it in. Like, it was terrible. And the moment that we've all been waiting for, the Liverpool fans, both present and in the chat, online and around the world, have been waiting for me to have my say on this. Moises Caicedo, who I think should have started. I gave Gallagher a lot of plaudits last week for his performance, admittedly. And a lot of it was warranted. But I guess in that sense, you could argue no reason why he shouldn't have started this week. Okay, I understand those arguments. But if you signed a fella for 115 million expecting to start in the first game, like, it just slips straight into the team. It should be seamless, really. Unfortunately, it was not. It was far from it, actually.
What is these noises you're making here in the background?
Ow. I landed on my finger sitting on the bed.
Anywho. So Moises Caicedo comes on with about 20 minutes left.
Yeah.
And all the boys on Twitter, they were out. Steve Klopp had his fucking notepad out waiting for Caicedo's mistakes. And they were aplenty. None as big as the 93rd minute penalty conceded for a foul on, I can't remember who it was, but Lucas Paquetá, who's been in the news this week, hasn't he, for all the wrong reasons, stepped up, and to be fair,
he was taking the piss from like near the end of the game.
Buried the
He was
pen.
just flicking it around everywhere.
Buried the pen, and it's the best I've seen Paquetá play for West Ham, to be honest with you, because Man City were linked with him, and obviously the deal fell through. A lot of it down to the fucking betting allegations that were made against him during the week there. But he put that behind him, and he was absolutely sensational the weekend, and he marked that with a brilliantly taken penalty to make it 3-1 to West Ham. 3-1 was indeed how it finished, capping off a humiliating game, a humiliating result, and a humiliating debut for Moises Caicedo. It couldn't have gone much worse, really. And Chelsea aren't the most popular club anyway, but the way we're spraying our millions across Europe, waiting for the fucking internet to come back, the way we're spraying our millions across Europe doesn't help our cause. Especially when we're spending the kind of money we're spending on average enough Premier League players. What was it, 60 million on Lavia, 115 million on Moises Caicedo. Look, there's still time for Caicedo to turn it around, but that was a shocking bad debut, and he's really got to show some fucking mental steel and mental strength to come back from that now, because that was truly abysmal. Far from the debut he wanted Stephen has passed out on the bed behind me.
What the fuck's he doing?
Are you good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Truly horrific, lads. Truly horrific from Moises. And truly horrific from Chelsea. Alright, Kyle, what's the crack, bud? How are you getting on? Good to see you on board again, man. Yeah, awful. Like, it doesn't help our cause, but here's the thing, right? With the amount of money that Chelsea are spending, they have to. These signings have to hit the ground running straight away. Mudryk, the weekend again, he was fucking shocking. Terrible once again. Like, we only signed him in January because Arsenal wanted him. Let's call a spade a spade. And I'm not going to rule him out. Okay, I'm not going to say that's it for Mykhailo Mudryk, he's done. But I'm very quickly losing patience with him. Because he came on again the weekend and he was absolutely terrible. We'll go through the team and who played. I might give me match ratings and stuff like that. Zach Snap, yes, very much so. Zach doing a bit of advertising for us. James, what's the crack? How was Match for Hope? It was fantastic, James. Thank you for giving me a more positive thing to think about. We're just in the middle of a Chelsea rant, James, as you're joining us. We won. If you want to see my personal highlights, lads, I have a little edit gone up on TikTok earlier on. It's cold as fuck. The lads will agree. What was the score? Didn't see any results today. To be honest, Kyle, I don't know what I think it was 15-9. I think was the final score to us.
Somehow Paddy Murphy scored.
Paddy Murphy scored a goal. Jim Flano scored a Rabona. And your boy, Aaron, scored 4 from right back. Yeah, man. That's what happened. And we claimed the big fat W on top of that. So we love to see that. Caicedo didn't play for a few weeks, so that might be why he was bad. And facts, cold edit. Yes, it was indeed, Dara, wasn't it? Yeah, maybe Tommy, maybe he was a little bit off the pace in that sense. But he mistimes that tackle. Maybe he just needs a couple of weeks to actually play football and get into the rhythm of this team. I'm not jumping to conclusions and saying Chelsea are fucked, but I'm seeing a lot of similarities to last season. And that's where I'm worried. That's where I'm very worried. Because it comes down to a mentality thing. I think I think it was a very soft performance from Chelsea the weekend. There was no real grit shown in that performance whatsoever. It was absolutely spineless, really. A little bit of the blame goes to Pochettino. I don't want to see us play 3 at the back anymore. I want to see us be expressive and be on the front foot and be proactive. Use our attacking players and actually go at teams. And I don't think we can do that as good. Like, obviously, it gives you the extra width and extra, different dynamic when you have James and Chilwell both fit, but they're both not going to be fit, are they? Aaron boots the ball in the defence, hits a young boy.
What is that?
I don't think did I do that?
Aaron gets fired from doing the football fun.
The child scoring in the nose, bloody nose.
What are Zach and Stephen looking at? Sean, Zach and Stephen are spaced out. They don't know what's going on. They just want to be here to soak in the ball. Stephen is
just acting weird. He's just panned out on the fucking bed.
and Zach's in the background just kind of going, oh.
And this guy's staring
I
at
think
her.
my face
Find
is
her.
the actual.
Just listening in.
Listening in is right. But yeah, not great all round really, and the Caicedo thing doesn't help. Particularly now, we live in an era where social media is as fucking rampant as ever, and Twitter and football Twitter and all that kind of stuff. And the memes were brutal. The memes were fucking brutal on Sunday evening, but it was deserved. He was shocking when he came on. It was terrible. Not an awful lot went right for him. When Chelsea went at them, they looked like scoring. Perhaps, but that was mainly just down to Sterling. Sterling was the only one that was getting the ball. Madueke forced a save out of Areola when he came on. I want to see Madueke start more. The game against Luton now on Friday, after this result, is a chance for Poch to kind of change things around. Change the formation, go to 4-3-3, play Madueke. You can't drop Sterling now. I would have always said Sterling isn't good enough, but Sterling was by far and away our best player on the day. He was brilliant, and hats off to Raheem Sterling. He looked electric. He really did. But start Madueke. Chukwuemeka's out for a while now. I'd go with 4 at the back. Do you drop Thiago Silva? Disasi was worse the weekend. I'm seeing a couple of people that are saying Thiago Silva, maybe it's time for him to start being edged out of the team. He wasn't at his best the weekend, admittedly, but I think Disasi was fucking terrible.
What age is Silva now?
38, 39. Lose to Luton, says Kyle. Lose to Luton and it's time to panic.
Oh, it's fucked.
It's time to panic if you lose to Luton, lads. If you don't win...
Oh, you're fucked.
If you don't win against Luton, it's time to panic. I'm sorry.
You literally go to a state and you lose.
I think that everybody should go to bed, especially the boy who has the headache from getting hitting the head by Aaron and his content giving him headaches. I don't know. Fair enough. When's the next video on the manager career? I am recording the Crinkle Bottoms Crusaders episode tomorrow, hopefully. I have a football video that needs editing that we recorded today. Me and the 2 Muppets behind me and Mr. Grivach were filming a video today. Aaron Kelly's top 10 Premier League players of all time. Will I run through it now? We could.
You might as well.
That Nicholas Aaron Kelly, Aaron top 10 players in the... Oh, it's Nicholas in the chat. Oh, Aaron says, or Nicholas says Aaron's top 10 players in the ETP.
Oh.
Ah. Well, you know I can't do that. Legally speaking.
They're all one.
They're all a one. Anyway. Top 10 Premier League players of all time. Ooh, that's a show. We'll run through that question at the end. We'll finish off with Chelsea before we finish. Those are our boxes. Let us know what you think. Chelsea need to beat Luton. And I'm sorry, but I think they need to beat them convincingly. Because that, against West Ham, was not acceptable in the slightest. It was an absolutely embarrassing shit show of a performance. And especially when it comes down to... I shared a very famous Hugh Wizzy clip the weekend. Where he says, the new season, new hope, new desire. But we're back. On the Comedy Club tour. Because that's what it is. Because I'm seeing similarities from last season that I don't want to see. The poor mindset. When something goes against you, the heads completely drop. Enzo Fernandez misses that penalty just before half time. And Chelsea didn't show up in the second half. That's just the long and short of it. You know, there was a couple of occasions. Areola had one save to make. It was an impressive save. Madueke's shot, it takes a bit of a deflection on the way through. But the way Chelsea have gone about their business is just flawed in general. And we all know it. It's impossible for any manager to come in with this completely new set of players and just expect it to hit the ground running straight away. But, my God, it's just fucking pain, man. Evan Ferguson hasn't started the 2 games Brighton played. Should be started. That is so true. He even said last season he wanted a good run at it this season. Going for that top scorer award. James wants me to recite Sprinter by Dave. No, I don't. I'm not embarrassing myself like that. If Chelsea beat Luton, young Kipper would say the title charges. He will, though. That's the thing. Young Kip is one of those. He's just a fucking personality. I reckon he is just so normal when the cameras are off.
Why do all these banter clubs think that they're going to beat Chelsea?
We're
going to win the league.
We're gonna penetrate West Ham.
Oh, that's his favourite word, penetrate.
Fucking hell, man. Shocking stuff. But Chelsea need to turn around. They have a good chance now on Friday. Luton to get all 3 points. But I've seen the script. I've seen it. I've seen the light. Alright? Ross Barkley back at Stamford Bridge on Friday. If he scores the winner, that might be enough to make me quit. I could just quit. Absolutely quit. That's all I'm saying. So if you feel like putting a cheeky bet on this weekend if you're above the age of 18, you got Ross Barkley to score at Stamford Bridge on Friday night. Can your man get sturdy? Can your man in the back get sturdy?
No,
He can. He just won't.
I can't.
Um,
Stephen can though.
Celtic are going to win the league. Celtic going to win the league? They have to, haven't they? Well, do you know what? We'll finish off the stream with our...
Sprinter.
I'm not doing that, though. I'm not doing that. I'm sure there's probably enough of my voice clips out there that you can make an AI cover of Sprinter and put it out there if you really want to. If you have the time and energy to do so. Top 10 Premier League players of all time. That is a really tough one to put on the spot. Kyle says he screen recorded. Oh no. What did you screen record? Oh, the Ross Barkley thing probably, right? It's gotta be.
Right.
It's gotta be. I didn't say anything else. Right? Alright. Henry, Shearer. This is in no particular order, by the way. This can just be any order. Lampard, Gerrard. Drogba possibly.
Salah. Kane.
Ronaldo.
Forgot about him.
I missed training to go to the bog. Good man, Tommy. Good night, James. See you later, bud. Yeah, right. If that Ross Barkley thing comes true now, Kyle, I want you to put that up on Twitter. Henry, Shearer, Lampard, Gerrard, John Terry, Ronaldo possibly,
Kane.
Rooney,
Aguero.
maybe. Do you know what? I reckon that's a thing for another day. I reckon I need to actually think about that.
TikTok.
The next stream
Or podcast.
or TikTok or podcast or something, I'll tag you in it as well, Lorcan. That's what I'll do. Cause I have time to think about that. Because that is a fucking that's a tricky one. That is. So there, the verdict, season 7, episode 2, comes to a close. So, lads, once again, absolutely, massively appreciate all the chats in the stream tonight. Honestly, I really love doing the verdict this way. I know the internet can be a little bit, but we've been all right this evening at times. We've done okay. I'd say for the most part, it's been fairly all right. I say that and it goes red. So on that note, we're going to leave it there. So thank you everybody so much for watching. If you did enjoy, don't forget to slap a like on it. Subscribe if you haven't already.